3, 2, 1. Hello.
Welcome to Background Noise.
This is a podcast about literally anything and can be listened to while you're doing literally anything.
My name is Casey.
And my name is Eric.
In today's episode, we are reading Am I the A-Hole?
Should we get started?
Yeah, I have one ready.
Okay.
This one is called entitled British Tourists in Spain Think They Don't Have to Wait in Line. Alright, and let's get into it. This happened 3 years ago in Spain. I, at the time, 42, female, was visiting a water park in Spain with my husband, 51, and our 12-year-old twins. It was late July, about 100 degrees out, and we had been waiting in line for a water slide for about 15 minutes. There was a woman around my age with two teen-aged girls in front of us. The woman turned around and waved her husband and son, who had not been waiting in the hot sun like the rest of us, and they cut in line to join their family. This slide allows 4 people in a bigger inner tube and is a bit of a longer ride. Because there are 5 members in this family, we will have to wait an extra 5 minutes in the baking Spanish sun, even though we are not in line. I immediately say, "Excuse me, but you can't just cut in line." The entire family ignores us and chat to each other. My husband says in a louder voice, "Hey mate, not cool. You need to get to the back of the line." The guy working the slide hands the inner tube to the mother. She gets in with the 2 girls, and they go down the slide, leaving the father and teen boy waiting for the next inner tube. My husband and I are pissed off and give the guy a piece of our minds. I say to the man's back, because he's still ignoring us, "We know you can hear us, but you don't have the guts to turn around and at least apologize for cutting in line." The teen son actually turns and sheepishly says, "We were getting food." I answer, "That's no excuse when the rest of us have been waiting in the sun for our turn." My husband grew up in the UK, where we currently live, while my children and I are American. In the UK, they call waiting in line queuing, and it's a national joke that British people spend a lot of time waiting in line, so I added, "I thought you Brits were great at queuing. Isn't it your national pastime?" My husband thought this was hilarious and said, "Britain lost the empire because of cowards like you."
Okay.
Still no reaction from the guy and his son as they continue to ignore us. A few minutes pass by, and the guy working the slide goes to hand the father and son an inner tube. When I stepped in between them and I explained to the worker that those 2 had cut in line and we should have the next turn on the slide. The guy is confused and looks at the father and son, who don't say a word. They just stand there looking embarrassed. The worker tells me he will have to call the manager to ask her what to do. I'm feeling a bit sorry now because all the people who had been waiting in line behind us will have to wait longer. And I'm about to say forget it when 2 people arrive in the fast track lane. Like most amusement parks, at this one you can pay extra money to get in the fast lane and not have to wait 15 to 30 minutes to get on the rides. The worker sees the 2 people in the fast track lane and hands them the inner tube. The couple accepts the inner tube, but then hands it to me saying, "We know you've been waiting longer. Go ahead first." I thank them and wave my family over to get on the slide while giving the British father and son a big smile. The slide is great fun, and we find the other half of the family looking confused as we exit the slide. I smiled at them and said, "Your little plan didn't work. Guess you'll have to wait for a bit." One of the daughters rolled her eyes and replied, "Doesn't matter. Everyone gets to go down the slide." I quickly respond, "Then there's no reason to cut in line, is there?" No answer from them, so my family and I went to the next slide. Throughout the day, we continued to run into the family. Every time we saw them, we laughed, and they awkwardly tried to avoid eye contact. Okay, lady. No. I hate that those 2 people went into the fast track lane just to give them the turn, to get the line going.
Yeah, honestly,
that makes them more entitled.
Which one? Oh yeah.
They're just
and not
letting
them thinking,
be more
not
entitled.
them thinking the people who got in line are entitled. It's like,
no,
you don't know what they were doing. How long were you really in line before that happened? Like,
and the person that wrote this is actually the entitled person.
Yeah. no, excuse me, you can't do that. Well, I did. And it's
Everyone
not
does
gonna
that, and I'm
affect you.
sure they've done that.
Everyone does that.
That's their family. You hold the line while your family's just like getting there.
Yeah, like they're getting food. Okay, that's kind of important, and it's okay if you get in line. Well, maybe they're finishing up or doing whatever they're doing. Like, it's not worth whatever the heck that was.
No, they made it so much more complicated.
And they
than
were
it
like
had to be.
harassing that family.
Yeah, they were.
Because they would not stop talking to them. And not just talking, it was like, I know you can hear us. It's like, why are you threatening them? Like,
Yeah, honestly. And then someone in the comment said, Britain lost the empire because of cowards like you. Made me physically cringe.
yeah, that was ridiculous. I was like, oh, okay, let's talk about something from 300 years ago. Mm-hmm. Nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, that stings. Ow. It's like, no. That's stupid. And
That is
I hate that
stupid.
because, like, Americans really be out here thinking they're the best. That's what because she's an American. She's like, no, stop.
Yeah, immediately she needs
Don't
to
be
stop.
the most cringy person in the world.
How embarrassing for you and your loudmouth husband. Do you really not realize that the express lane people let you go to shut you up? Keep the line moving. This is how I expect middle schoolers to act when they're at the mall, not married adults.
Yeah, who are 40 and 52.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. They are not it.
Yeah, they need to immediately go to jail.
Yeah, they do. This next story is called, Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law to brush her children's hair? My brother and his wife have 3 children, 8, 5, and 3. I am his younger sister, childless myself, and recently left university because of my severe depression, living at my parents' house until I find a different career path. Okay, this person cannot write, but that's okay. The older 2 children get ready for the day alone, which the parents are very proud of. Basically, they just get dressed in unmatched clothes. They are not washed just for the weather or have brushed hair. And if they do, they forget the back. I actually forgot how it became the topic at my father's birthday dinner. Okay, immediately, I don't like this person. But they said their oldest doesn't like to brush their hair. I said that they should do it because it needs to be done. His decision if he does it, or his parents'. She told me she didn't want to brush his hair when she wants to get out of the house to work. Mind you, she wears makeup daily, and my brother drives the children. I stated how wrong I think this is, and one should care for their kids after getting them. Is this how she talks? I'm sorry, this is like...
I just have a question, though. How long is the boy's hair? Because if it's long, it does need to be brushed. But, like, obviously she doesn't have any
No,
right
it's
to
none
say.
of her, yeah.
But... If his long hair and he doesn't want to doesn't want to brush it, then cut it.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
I am curious. No, you're good. And it said, she exploded, told me she will not discuss this with a childless person without a degree. I told her quietly to watch what she said. She said, no, you watch what you say. Proceeds to tell me how she always hated me and I am not to come to her youngest birthday party tomorrow. See, she can't write. Proceeds to tell me that she's always hated me and that I am not to come to her youngest child's birthday party tomorrow. I said, didn't you observe I have not visited you in over a year now? Then got told she wouldn't visit me either, so I said, I wouldn't invite you. I don't even know why you come here. By the way, it's not my decision because this is my parents' place. I told her I am proud of her for finally showing her true colors, not communicating by putting my brother between us. Today, on the little one's birthday, the oldest let slip, we are not allowed to visit grandparents anymore because of you. This is not the first time they are keeping the kids away from my parents. They regularly extorted my parents and hers until they were desperate for a babysitter. My brother sits through all this and comments, it's statistically proven that childless people comment more on others' parenting. This was the second time I ever commented on a parenting issue of theirs. My field of study involved child sociology and developmental psychology, and I stand by keeping basic hygiene on a regular basis. We were not talking about arriving once with unkempt hair. I feel so sad for my mom, who has been through this already and keeps her mouth shut for the sake of seeing her grandchildren. So am I the a-hole for not having kept my mouth shut?
Okay, first of all, she goes, my field of study. Okay, well, you don't have a degree, so you can't really be commenting on that.
No, and you dropped out.
So that's not your field of study. You don't have a degree in that, so you can't necessarily be talking about my field of study. Like, no.
Especially when you're not even currently in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you're currently in it, you can say, well, I am studying, but, like, that's like a conversation you have, like, oh, I think I might have input into this. If you're talking, like, a hypothetical question with friends, like, or family, but, like, you could say, oh, in my field, the knowledge I know, this is what I think would be acceptable. Not tell your sister-in-law, your kids are dirty, why don't you brush their hair? You do your makeup, but you don't brush your kids' hair. Like,
but just from what we know, because we don't know their side, but it sounds like just what she's saying, that they have been saying to their children, both of the grandparents, not just these ones, but hers as well, like her parents as well, the sister-in-law's parents as well. It sounds like they've been taking their kids away from them anyway. They both sound like a-holes to me.
they both don't sound like nice people, but I don't think it's necessary to say,
no, she did
brush your hair.
No, she did not need to comment on it at all.
And also, not brushing your hair does not mean you have bad hygiene.
Yeah.
Because I be waking up some days and I don't brush my hair because I'm just going to be home. I don't want to. But, like, I showered the night before. Like, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, and unmatched clothes, they're kids. They can wear whatever they want.
Yeah, and maybe the unmatched clothes are, like, play clothes.
Yeah, and I feel like it's okay for your kids to dress themselves in whatever clothes they want.
Yeah.
Sure, you can dress them, but, like... Yeah, all these comments are funny. Because this first one is like, you know what is not a hill to die on in parenting? Unbrushed hair. It's like, yeah, honestly. And unmatched clothes. There's so many worse things you got to worry about as a parent. Like,
for real.
I'm not a parent, but, like, yeah, I agree. Brushing hair is not the thing to die on.
No, it's not.
So, yeah. I think they are the a-hole, but I also think the other person was a little much with her being like, I always hated you. And did she actually say that, though?
Yeah, we don't know.
That's the thing. But, yeah, I do think she would be.
Am I the a-hole for supporting my friend in his divorce with his wife? I'm 35, and my wife is 34. I also have a friend who's 36, who's Mark, and his soon-to-be unmarried wife. That doesn't make sense.
Ex-wife.
His soon-to-be ex-wife, 34.
Okay. We got it.
The reason why Mark and his wife are divorcing is because, according to Mark, she has let herself go.
Oh, no.
He has said she has gained a lot of weight. I have noticed that, but I don't really care.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. She stopped going to the gym, started smoking, cut off her hair due to not caring to take care of it anymore, etc. When I told my wife this, she just made a face and said that it was trashy of him to leave his wife in what may be hard times in her life. I understand that, but like my friend said that he had tried therapy for her, marriage counseling, and antidepressants. She was actually diagnosed depressed, but she didn't really seem to want to help herself. Honestly, I can get behind that, but my wife's mood always shifts whenever I bring him up now, and doesn't like the fact that I'm helping him through the divorce. It's taking a toll on both of them equally. Been back and forth type thing for a while, and I'm coming to this sub to seek judgment on whether I am wrong or not here. Am I the a-hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Immediately,
and the other guy is the worst a-hole.
He's bad. A-hole. No, first of all, immediately stop. When he was like, she's let herself go, I was like, oh no, here we go again. I've heard stories like this, and it's like, you can't be, like, acting like people are just, sure, you can be like, I'm worried, because you, like, I feel like in a relationship, I mean, I would imagine, I think it's okay to, like, mention to, like, your partner or whatever, that, like, there's got to be a way to mention it, but not in, like, a, ugh, way. Like, he probably didn't even talk to her about it at all, or say, like, are you okay? Because that should be are you okay?
Well,
if you're noticing all of a sudden
depressed.
something's changing, something's wrong. You don't usually go from this to completely changing. Not it being like, ugh, she gained weight. Okay. And we all do.
Yeah.
Okay. Second of all, she cut her hair. She didn't want to take care of it. Mood. I totally understand that. I totally get it. And then whatever the other thing was, she stopped going to the gym. Oh, the one that was smoking. I feel like that was a sign maybe that, like, that shouldn't have been I gotta leave. That should be like a,
Like,
what
maybe
is
she
stressing
needs to
you
be
enough
that
you
get
think
help.
that you think you should be, like, using this as your outlet, basically. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't.
The first comment, your wife is probably worrying about what you're going to do if she let herself go.
No, yeah. Yeah, why are you... And sure, you can get divorced for any reason. You don't have to have a reason, technically.
Someone said, leaving someone because they don't want to treat a medical problem that is bringing down both of your lives, that is fine. Watching someone not help themselves and flood the house with sadness is super hard. Calling that letting yourself go and making it about the change in their appearance is gross. Men complaining that she let herself go is always going to make women feel upset and uncomfortable. No one is going to feel great about their husband cheerleading that kind of language and thought process.
Well, yeah, and it's like, what do you look like? I hate when people are like that. It's like, yeah, but I imagine you gained weight, lost your hair, and whatever. Like, it's fine. That's just what it is as a human being. But it's like, yeah.
And then someone responded to that, just make sure you leave out that sickness and health part of the vows.
Yeah. I mean, if you're married, it's a lot different than if you're, like, dating.
Yeah.
Where I don't think if somebody's depressed, should be like,
well, clearly
I leave.
She's really, like, having a hard time, and maybe, like, we don't know, but maybe she needs to be put, like, in a facility that can help her, or, like, really.
Yeah, because if she's not willing to do anything
to
help herself.
And who knows how long it's going to go. It might go somewhere bad.
Yeah.
That she really needs
Well,
to
and this
be
is
in
not
a
the time to
place.
leave.
Mm-mm.
And even if it is, if you think it is, wait at least till she's better. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense. Anyways, yeah, I do think they're both a-hole.
The
wife is not.
The wife is not, and the other wife is not.
No, it's just the two husbands.
Yeah.
They don't seem very nice. All right, this next story is, am I the a-hole for not helping my roommate after she broke her leg? I am a 18-year-old female that just finished my freshman year of college. I met my roommate, Emily, who's also 18, online through a college page. We have similar hobbies, but completely different majors. She's more decisive, and I'm permissive. Emily also has issues with her leg, which she should be wearing a sleeve for, but stopped during her first semester. In March of this year, our school held a roller skating night, and a couple of friends invited us. A couple laps in, Emily started to complain that her leg was hurting. No matter how much we told her to sit down, she would not. When we were on our last lap of the night, Emily fell and couldn't get up because of how much pain her leg was causing her. Campus safety was called, and they drove us back to our dorm. I was very accommodating of Emily. I picked up her lunch and walked her to classes that were upstairs. Most of the buildings on my campus don't have elevators. Originally, she was told her leg was sprained, but her parents drove several hours and took her to a doctor who told her it was broken. After she received the proper treatment from a doctor, she started to complain more about the campus and the student accommodations. While I would walk her back from classes, she would loudly comment about people that would pass us and belittle people that offered her help. She also labeled herself as disabled, which really bothered one of our friends because Emily would make rude comments about their disabilities. I will admit, I brushed over these comments at the time because I wanted to see the best in her. A month or so ago, Emily yelled at us because we entered the dining hall without her. I made them talk it out so we were fine for a while. Then I realized that they never should have apologized throughout the whole conversation. She also would express concern that I'm going to choose our friends over her, so I tried making her feel better. My breaking point came during roommate selection for the upcoming school year. On Monday, before it was due, Emily called one of our friends and mentioned how she might room with another girl if they didn't get a single. I had heard nothing about this and wasn't really listening to their phone call. I was under the assumption we would room together because that is what Emily told me the week prior. On Tuesday, the three of us were studying for a test without Emily, so I couldn't pick up her lunch. On Wednesday, I saw that Emily had removed me from our housing group, so I asked her if she was rooming with the other girl, and she said yes. That is when I started to sob and call my mom because I didn't understand why, now only 2 days before selection was due, she was telling me this. In that moment, all empathy for Emily was gone, and everything she had done in the past started to make sense. Since then, I haven't tried to talk to Emily or help her in hopes that she would reach out first. It took her almost a week to text me that we are still roommates. Once again, not apologizing. Am I the a-hole for avoiding my roommate?
Did people say she was?
No.
Oh, okay, because I'm like, she's not.
No, this is one of
No,
their, like...
the other girl is.
Yeah, because she's like, help me. First of all, she's not even... She's like, I'm disabled, but then makes mean comments about people who actually are disabled. Like, not actually, but like... Because, yes, she's temporarily disabled, so it does count. But you can't be belittling people who try and help you.
Yeah.
Mad that people aren't helping you, but when people do, you're belittling them. And then also be, like, loudly commenting something's wrong with you because you're disabled. And then be like, I'm disabled, I need help.
Yeah, the other girl, the broken leg girl, she's entitled.
Yeah, she's bad. I mean, yeah, she's only 18.
She's the a-hole.
She's the a-hole.
And I don't
not
think
the
she's
roommate.
going to get better.
No. And she's, like, deciding she just wants a new roommate because the girl who wrote this couldn't cater to her every single need, which she's already been doing for weeks. And then one day she had to study for a test. And so the one with the broken leg decides, well, I want a new roommate. Immediately, okay, good. I don't want to be your roommate. So, and she's like...
Sounds like she's insecure.
Yeah,
The
and controlling.
broken leg girl, yeah.
'Cause
Manipulative.
she's, like, very manipulative because she's like, oh, well, you're not going to help me every single day of life? You don't have your own life. Why aren't you taking care of me? Roommate does not equal I take care of you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. No, it was super kind of her to help her out, and I would have helped my roommate out as well. But if my roommate all of a sudden was like, I'm going to add a new roommate because you studied instead of helped me that day. You didn't pick my lunch up. You studied. It's my college degree.
Yeah.
I'm going to study.
Yeah.
I've helped you every other day but this one, so get over it. But yeah,
Honestly.
she is not the a-hole, the girl who wrote it. The a-hole is the...
Broken leg girl.
Yeah.
Emily.
Emily is not it. All right, that's this
And the
week's...
episode.
That's this week's episode for you. We're curious to see if you disagree with us or you agree with us on any of these stories.
So please comment below.
Yes, please do. And also, hopefully this is not our last episode.
I don't think it's going to be.
No, my hopes...
I have optimism.
Yeah, my hopes are high that it's not. And we wouldn't want to end it anyways because...
No, because we love it.
We literally love it. And already, after doing this, I feel immediately better about the podcast when I was, kind of worried before. So, yeah. Anyways, we hope you loved it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for always listening and supporting us.
And we really appreciate you guys. We love you, and we're sorry that we haven't had, a recent episode.
Yeah, if you're, noticing some of the lingo is older, that's because it is.
Yeah, we've been really struggling to get started because of all the things with our program.
Yeah.
But we hope that this one's great.
Yeah, we're hoping the new one works. It looks like it will, so yeah. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed the episode. We will see you guys next time.
We love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.